coming. All month long, we're celebrating Presque Isle's 100th anniversary of becoming a state park. It's impossible to know how many pictures of the park have been taken over the years, but it's safe to bet call Presque Isle one of the most photographed spots in the state.
Indeed. Mark Soliday tonight is introducing us to a few of the people who have spent a good chunk of their lives photographing a subject that can be only described as picture perfect.
What is there not to photograph? Landscapes, wildlife, events going on. It's just innumerable.
For Erie's Brian Birchtold and countless other shutterbugs, Presque Isle is the perfect place to find all sorts of picture-taking opportunities. The veteran photographer and unofficial park ambassador spends most of his days taking snapshots of the park's wildlife, from the occasional owl's nest to some mischievous minks.
There was a mink den underneath the pier where minks had their little ones, and they would periodically come out of the North Pier and run up and down the pier grabbing fish from the fishermen. Goes on and on and on from half hour before the sun comes up till 9 o'clock at night when they shut the park down.
I'd say that one, 1940.
For John Scott, snapping shots of Presque Isle has been a high-flying family affair. He and his dad, the late Craig Bus Scott, snapped thousands of aerial pics of the park over the past 80 years or so.
And he started out with these old surplus Army, Navy cameras. And he'd take people up for rides. And while he was up there, he'd get some pictures.
And he did it all with a bit of daredevil flair.
He'd handheld these cameras, but he'd lay down in a plane, take the door off the plane and lay down to get a shot. And he almost fell out once. They grabbed him by his seat of his pants. And
the park offers up all sorts of opportunities for photographers, amateur and professional, whether it's these gorgeous views from above or the beautiful backdrops here at ground level. Safe to say that Presque Isle is ready for her close-up. Paul Gibbons spends a lot of his time documenting the ever-changing park through time-lapse photography with stunning results.
Time-lapse is special to me because a lot of people don't realize how things change on the park and how quickly they can change. I like to show the park in a light that most people don't see. A lot of people will come down and say, oh look, there's this, there's a boater, there's a kayaker, there's this, there's that. I try to find an angle that no one else has ever shot before.
A lot of photographer Rob Frank's focus is on all the couples and families that want Presque Isle as their backdrop. He says the variety of options is what makes it such a special picture place.
There's so many different things you can do on Presque Isle, between sunsets, midday, up on the beachheads, the paths, the woods. It's very versatile, and when it comes to engagements, weddings, families, there's a lot of opportunity in one small space.
And whether it's people, nature, or a bit of both, these park picture takers say it's really all about spreading the love of this very special place.
I love sharing the park, and if it's through my photography, that's just a great way to go about doing it.
On Presque Isle, Mark Soliday, Erie News Now.
Absolutely breathtaking.
Fantastic photo.
Yeah, and as the pros share their pictures, we would like to invite you to share your memories of Presque Isle with all of us.
Yeah, you can upload your pictures and video to our website. Just click over to erienewsnow.com/Presque Isle.